So starting off with our first trick, tips and tricks. This cable right here is a USB-B and it connects straight into the USB port in the back of the PlayStation, allowing us to use our USB dongle for headset. You can connect a keyboard and mouse, and typically this is for PCs, so it's very rare for it to actually work with the console. Like even if you go and ask ChatGPT, they'll say it doesn't work, and I haven't found any other video that demonstrates this. So if you're running out on USB ports on your PlayStation, you can just connect the type A to the PlayStation and the type B to the monitor, and then you're good to go. You have 2 extra USB ports out of 1. Here's how it looks. It's just like a little square rectangular thing, and then it's kind of tricky to plug it in, but there you go. That's our first little quick tip. The next tip is gonna be actually the HDMI cables. So I'm not gonna unplug the PlayStation's HDMI port because it actually damages it. The more that you unplug it and plug it back in, that actually damages your HDMI. But with my monitor, I actually got a HDMI 2.1. This is how this is HDMI 2.1, and that actually helps us get 120 frames per second, well, the VRR with 120 FPS. So you actually can't use 120 FPS with VRR on a ps5 without this cable, because there's no display port and you're limited to the HDMI. So keep that in mind when you're buying a monitor. It's a very small difference, but if you're like a perfectionist and you like the best of the best, get a monitor with a HDMI 2.1. My cousin doesn't have it. He got a HDMI 2.0, and to be honest, the VRR is not that grand, but it does make a difference in certain games, and it is quite a popular thing to have. On to our second tip. This is how to enable VRR and 120 Hz on your PlayStation, well, on your monitor. So it actually shows. It's a bit slow, guys, give it a second. Right, so you head into settings, then you go to screen and video, then you go to video output. Okay, at the moment I got the resolution set to 1440p, and then I got 120 Hz. You must make sure you set it to automatic, and then VRR to automatic. You can turn it off if you see screen tearing. Here's another problem that I've noticed with these monitors and 120 Hz, the VRR. When you set it to apply to unsupported games, on the loading screen and menus, you will see screen tearing. Like it'll kind of like flicker. Your monitor will flicker. So if you're experiencing that, just turn the setting off and you should be fine. There's obviously no LLM on the monitor, but HDR, I turned it off, but you can turn it on. And for me, it's just a little bit too dim on this specific monitor, but it does look a lot more crisp. I just don't like, you can see it's not like super amazing, so I just keep it off. The color range on the SDR is quite good already, so there's like no point. Okay, then these are all of my other settings for the monitor. You can take a screenshot and copy them. But yeah, so then when you go to screen trim after 15 minutes, just that'll help you if you have a OLED or if your screen is starting to give you problems. So anyway, off to our next tip. Okay, so with our next tip, it's actually in the monitor settings. So this is quite an important one. It's the alien vision. It's not that important, but it's cool to have, especially if you're spending a lot of money on a monitor. Okay, Are you kidding me? Okay, there we go. So that's how you get it. Then you got this reticle, which is just a green square with crosshairs. Then you got this, which actually makes it look, it just looks cool, but I haven't personally tried to use it. But it is a nice little feature to have if you do have it. And then you got Alien Vision 1, and then Alien Vision 3 is just a normal square without that big box. Personally, I like Alien Vision 3 because 2 is too distracting and 1 is basically the same. So my presets as well, because this is a bit too short to show on its own. Let me just show you my presets. Okay, so display, we'll go to game. Here's my presets here. I got the response time set to extreme, then I got the dark stabilizer to 0, console mode is on, alien vision is off, and then you can reset over there. Then if you go to brightness, I set the brightness to 95 and then 75% contrast, and that's how I like my settings. Okay guys, so let's just say that you got like a bit of a problem with your pixel screen. Let me show you how to fix that. So you go into display, then you can either reset your display or you go into others, then you can factory reset it. That may work. And then if you want, you can do LCD conditioning, and that will basically make your monitor go through a whole lot of different stages to firstly see where it's broken and then also maybe fix it. And then if you want, you can go into self-diagnosis, and then there you can, this is how you would do it manually yourself. It's still a cool thing to have, and it does prevent you from needing to repair certain things and like send it off for a new display. So far I had this monitor for about 2 weeks and it has been amazing. I'm really impressed with it, and if y'all stick around till the end, you're gonna know the best reason why I use this monitor. Like, it's actually truly amazing, the capabilities that you get with this monitor. I'm not selling it, I'm not paid to talk about it, but this is the best monitor I've ever used for the price. I think it's almost as good as the OLED in terms of picture quality, but the features that you get with this monitor is just unreal. There are drawbacks like your aux cord and stuff, but to be honest, it's not really a big deal. Like, even with me streaming and stuff, I'm getting a capture card that has an aux in, so it really doesn't make a difference. But that is something to take note about. Okay, so off to our next tip and trick. So guys, imagine this: you want to play a game and you want to look at your stream on the other side. Let me show you how you can do it so easily. So you go into settings and then you head into PIP and PBP. So you go there, you can actually set it to a 50-50 display, and that'll show your display port on this side, your HDMI on that side. Like, there's my PlayStation, I don't have the other side set, there are no HDMI 2 cable. But for more customization, you can set it to, like, let's just say 75-25%. So 75% will be on this side and then 25% will be on this side, and it basically just shows a small little screen over here, and then you can use it in like split screen. And then you can go 25-75, you can go 67-33, you can go 33-67, and what I like to use is this one. So I have my MacBook up there, and then I have my gameplay here. This is the coolest one. Okay, this I'm actually not gonna set this on because yeah. But how cool is that? The fact that you can have two monitors in one monitor and you can use it simultaneously. Personally, I did use it once when I figured it out because I don't see anyone talking about this stuff. And it's just so cool to have that like that feature that you can use this monitor for multitasking in so many different ways. And I think you can do it 3 ways. But I wouldn't recommend it. It's such a small monitor. It's only 27 inches. If it was 32, maybe yeah. But I can have two PS5 simultaneously and I can play split screen on one monitor with two PS5. So me and my friend can sit here. I'm on this side, he's on this side, and we can watch each other and play in person. Two PS5s, no frame drops, 120 FPS, and we sorted. So yeah, that's the final trick of the monitors. And let me know in the comments below what monitor you use and what's the best feature on it.